Hey everyone, G&A podcast here with your host Soberoni and
we
will be covering the summer. The summer 2018 anime season, going through all the shows coming out this season, and our impressions of them, as well as which ones we plan on covering for our weekly podcast.
Yes, and don't be alarmed. I feel like we're rushing through. It's just we're going to be rushing through.
There's a shit ton of them.
And we're doing this in like 90+ degree weather.
Yeah, in an enclosed space.
In a box, essentially. Just a box of hell. So.
Let's not waste any more time and get straight into it. First up is
Agu Tensei Ningyo by Studio Deen. Excuse me. In the story, Ai is an ordinary girl and a dancer. Her friend Machi is also a dancer, but Machi is a genius. Watching Machi's talent often makes Ai feel down, but one day, Ai finds out Machi's secret, the existence of Agu, palm-sized entities who grant genius talent upon those who hold them. In order to save Machi, who has become a seamstress who makes Agu, Ai becomes a savior. The saviors are a group of people who have fought the seamstress is 4 generations. Oh, I'm already at the end. I thought there was like another paragraph.
Yeah, no. It could have just been summarized by saying this is Black Swan.
Yeah.
Some of them are yellow because we've seen the trailers for them and we kind of like gave our meh opinion. Like these are possibilities, I think.
Yeah, these are possibilities of things that we might want to see. I'm just like. Black Swan,
if you haven't seen the trailer, go watch the trailer. It's literally Black Swan, the anime.
It is, but like here's the thing: Black Swan was actually really good. Like, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it was a really good movie. Like, it deserved the Oscar. It won.
It's and the visuals looked really good in the trailer. Like it
insane.
It literally creeped me out with the way the people's skins. It was creepy. It was a creepy trailer.
Very creepy.
Good possibility, maybe. We'll see.
Yes, very strong running for that show. That's like
by the way, we're covering 7 shows for the podcast, and about 5 of them have already been filled with returning shows. So
or shows that we have to do.
Yeah, so we have about 2 shows to pick from out this list.
Yay! Let's continue.
Next up, we have Angle Moses Genko Kasenki. The traditional historical epic adventure centers around a samurai defending Japan against a first Mongol invasion of 1274.
Oni, that's not how you say it.
Well, that's how
It's not Moses. I don't know where you saw the E and the S from.
That is how I say it. So...
That's also not how you say Goine.
In any case, you know what I'm not going to say? That name ever again, because I don't think we're going to cover this show. Ever.
Absolutely not. I said if... Was this the one where I said, like, if they had, like, that music in the background?
The music was so on point. Like, I just want to clip, like, the music audio from the trailer and just use that as a song on my phone.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
And
I'm like, I know they're never going to use this kind of music
in
the anime. So
too bad the visuals were alright, too. Just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, me neither. Like, I can't keep watching They're like all these shows like this that are set in historical like past are all not gonna be Golden Kamuy.
Yeah, Golden Kamuy is just the gold standard now.
Yeah, pretty much. Next we have Asobi Asobase by Lurch. The surreal gag comedy manga revolves around 3 classmates who play simple hand games. One of the girls is good at games but hates them as she always lost her older sister and forced to do chores while growing up. Another girl is of American descent, I wonder who, but raised in Japan and who only pretends to be bad at Japanese. Another girl usually observes their games and loses to the other girls.
This is a super specific setup for...
Yeah, mind you, we haven't read, like, the captions, so we just saw the...
We saw the trailers
and had no idea what was going on.
And we're like, oh, this is weird. This was pretty much reaction faces, the anime. Every little scene was just a different type of over-the-top reaction face. And Lurch is the pretty good animation studio. They are very well. They did Konohana, Kuzuno Honkai, Danganronpa. Damn, they did Monster Musume. They have a great resume in terms of good shows. So I trust the quality of their work. And the show itself even looked pretty... They did Carnival Phantasm? oh fuck. The show itself even looked pretty good. So, as a comedy, it might be good, but I feel like it runs the problem of it just gets stale really fast if they're just playing hand games with each other.
I know, but some of those faces are really good. Like this could be just like the stupid show that we watch this season. That's like, because we don't have another comedy, do we?
We have a few comedies lined up.
We'll get back.
We'll get back to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Speaking of
stupid shows and comedies for the season, we have Backstreet Girls by JC Staff.
Gays don't know how to laugh anymore. We just scream now.
A group of 3 Yakuza failed their boss for the last time. After messing up an important job, the boss gave them 2 choices: honorably committing suicide, or go to Thailand to get a sex reassignment surgery in order to become female idols. After a gruesome year-long training to become idols, they successfully debuted with overwhelming popularity, much to their dismay. This is where the tragedy truly begins. Batman Begins. This is like the best plot for a show I think I've ever seen in my life. This is the best hook for a show. Like, this is the top tier of elevator. If somebody got in the elevator with me and was like, hey, there's this anime about these Yakuza who get sex reassignment service, specifically in Thailand, because, you know, Thailand is the best sex reassignment services, and then they become idols, I'd be like, where can I watch this show?
I know. My only problem is that I'm not a huge fan of the animation. Like, their faces are all so off. Like,
it looked very weird. It looked very, like... I wanted to say it looked like anti-animation. It had very anti-quality production value.
Yeah, like a really shitty hentai.
Or like, really good hentai, because they all have shitty production value.
Like, and the fact that it's coming from JC Staff is also shocking. Like, they don't...
Yeah, JC Staff is like a titan of shows. They do fucking everything. And they have, like, multiple shows this season that they're doing. If you're not familiar with JC Staff, I mean, Shokugeki no Soma...
I feel like you are. You just don't
everyone
know
is,
that you are.
Yeah, everyone... If you're into anime at this point, you know several dozen JC Staff shows. Because they do a shit ton of shows.
So yeah, I was just surprised that their animation wasn't, like, top notch. I'm not sure if they did that was on purpose. But it's also described as an ecchi one, so it's like, wouldn't you want your animation to be good?
I guess so. Maybe it's more comedy than ecchi. But, oh, by the way, you know Konosuba is getting a movie done by JC Staff?
I knew they were getting a movie, but I didn't know it was by JC Staff.
Yeah, JC Staff. Alright. So, and that's a contender for definitely for comedy of the season that we're going to pick up.
Jesus. Alright, Banana Fish by Mappa. I need to note that there's no bananas or fishes.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up, guys.
Yeah, if you're looking for bananas or fishes, you'll be very disappointed. Nature made Ash Lynx beautiful. Okay. Nurture made him a cold, ruthless killer. A runaway brought up as the adopted heir and sex toy of Papa Dino Golzine. Ash, now the rebellious age of 17, forsakes the kingdom held out by the devil who raised him. But the hideous secret that drove Ash's older brother mad in Vietnam has suddenly fallen into Papa's insatiably ambitious hands, and it's exactly the wrong time for Edgy?
Yeah.
Edgy Okamura, a pure-hearted young photographer from Japan, to make Ash Lynx's acquaintance.
So, like, I gotta stress, we did not read the
synopsises. Yeah, I was like, what?
This is our first time reading the synopsises of these, and that actually sounds pretty dope.
I know, that sounds really cool. I was like, damn it.
I wasn't, like, awed by the trailer, but now that I see the synopsis,
I know.
That's kinda...
I know, I get ambitious. Really Yeah, I know, I get real, like... Yeah, they had me at sex toy to Papa.
Yeah, I like how it's sex toy to Papa, but that's not enough. We have the guy who has, like, Vietnam flashbacks and stuff. Oh. And I do like it. It looked like it was set in New York, so I'm gonna put that as a maybe.
Yeah, let's put that as a maybe. Definitely.
Alright, next up we have Chio-chan no Tsuugakuro. The dramatic, extreme, going-to-school comedy manga follows the titular female high school student, Chio Miyamo, and her adventures to commute to school every day. Chio runs into problems with big and small, such as construction, a biker gang, a sudden urge to use the bathroom, and more.
Oh, this one.
This one.
Oh, this is a strong contender.
This was so random.
Oh my god.
This is like, I'm trying to think of another random. It kind of reminded me of Fooly Cooly, which is funny because Fooly Cooly is airing this season too.
It is.
But this felt more like Fooly Cooly than the actual Fooly Cooly progressive. So I don't know.
It just had a lot of funny. It just had like so many moments where it just like made me laugh, even in the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer was hilarious. I just Style Media. I know that they do a lot of good comedies. Yeah, look, they did Show Bitch.
Oh god.
They did they did Fuka, Whole Girl.
Oh god, they did Fuka.
It was exactly a year ago we covered Fuka, I think.
Triggered.
Actually, yeah. Oh, they did Ika Musume. All right, so yeah, they have a decent resume, especially when it comes to comedies. And I don't know. I'm
Kodomo no
G-Con.
Bueno.
So that's definitely probably the top contender for comedy, I think.
Yeah.
Out of all the choices we have.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah. Next up.
Next up is Chio-chan Kanriroku Tonegawa. Did you watch this?
We did not watch the trailer for this one.
Okay. TI Group is one of Japan's largest firms. Yukio Tonegawa, a man with a larger-than-life presence and sharp intellect, works at the right hand of Chairman Kazutaka Hyodo. One day, the chairman commands Tonegawa to spearhead Game of Death, an evil project that employs debtors. He rallies his direct reports and scrambles to form Team Tonegawa, only to encounter a barrage over... Nope.
Oh god, it's such a long...
wide-ranging problems. Mr. Tonegawa, scroll down please. Middle Management Blues is a spin-off of Kaiji, the hit manga series that boasts a total circulation of over 20 million printed copies.
So that's the reason we didn't watch the trailer for it, because I'd never seen Kaiji. I don't think you've seen Kaiji.
Nope.
I knew right away just from the style that this was Kaiji, so I'm like, oh, this is a Kaiji thing. I'm not familiar at all with Kaiji. I do like gambling anime, so I should probably watch it, but I don't know. It's one of those series that's been too long running for me to get into it at this point.
I didn't even know it existed.
Exactly. Moving on. This is kind of cheating because we covered this last time, but Fooly Cooly Alternative. Many years have passed since Naoto and Haruko shared their adventure together. Meanwhile, the war between two entities known as Mechanica and Fraternity rages across the galaxy. Enter Hidomi, a young teenage girl who believes there is nothing amazing to expect from her average life until one day when her new teacher named Haruko arrives at her school. Soon enough, Medical Mechanica is attacking the town, and Hidomi discovers a secret within her that could save everyone. A secret that only Haruka can unlock. What did Haruka return to Earth? What happened to her Rickenbacker 4001? She left with Naoto, and where did the human-type robot Kanti go?
So, yeah, get ready for that to come out in literally 2/3 into
66 days.
Yeah, 2/3. By the time everything's almost winding down, like...
Well, is it a full series? It's just OVAs, I think. I don't know why it's under the full TV listing part of AniChart.
I have no idea.
I think we said this last time, but I'm not a fan of Fooly Cooly. I didn't watch it when it was airing on Cartoon Network.
Me neither.
And by the time I did watch it, it was like way past the time where it was popular, and I was just kind of like, it doesn't do anything for me. I think it's a nostalgia thing that people watched it, and it was like, they were younger, and they were just like, oh, this is cool and interesting. But by the time I got to it, it was college.
Exactly.
So, yeah, not a fan of it.
Moving on. Free, Dive to the Future by KyoAni. The official website announced that the Free anime franchise will be getting a new TV anime series. Are they going to tell us anything about it? No. Are we going to watch it? No. Even though, as much as I love Free, I'd consider watching it on my own. If it was
There's a bunch of these shows that I'm going to watch on my own time. But, yeah, Free's not... Free's not one of them.
Yeah, I don't want to watch a new series about it.
Yeah, it's kind of, if you like Free, you know what to expect from it, so just go ahead and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of things we're not going to watch, here is Future Card Shin Buddy Fight, the 6th season of Future Card Buddy Fight featuring Gao Mikado's son.
That's not Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh, so pass. And even if it was Yu-Gi-Oh, it'd still be a pass.
Yeah, exactly. Next, Gintama Gin no Tamashi Hen 2nd season, the 2nd season of the Silver Soul arc. Soul Society arc?
A lot of people are hyped for it. The Gintama for me is just something I watched like a handful of episodes of, and I liked it, but yeah, it's a long-running series I haven't watched, so I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah, let's move on.
Next up, Grand Blue by Zero G. A new life begins for Kirahara Iori as he begins his college year near the ocean of Izu City. Full of excitement in his new life, he will be moving into his uncle's diving store at Grand Blue. There he finds the beautiful ocean, beautiful women, and men that love diving and alcohol. Will Iori be able to live his dream college life? The thing is, I like the concept of it, even though it's like, oh, another free kind of ripoff.
No, except it's not like a free ripoff. It's like it took all the things, the reasons why free has like its little like cult following that it does, and we're like, okay, we're gonna take all of that away.
But look, these guys also did dive.
Wow,
they have experience.
Wow, they have the nerve. They have some nerve. They also did Toriku and fucking Tsugimoto.
Yeah. I like the idea of doing... I like college-themed anime because that doesn't really get explored as much.
I know, but so, I feel like this is like college people...
diving.
Exactly, so it's like...
It seemed like the diving was an afterthought in the trailer, though. Maybe I'll watch an episode just to see what it's like. But
I feel like you won't. You say you will, but you're not going to.
I might. We'll see. It depends on how much other stuff comes out. No, you're probably right. I won't.
I'm like, I know you way too well. You're gonna skip over all the stuff at the top and just go, oh, no, I really want to check out Grand Blue.
You know what? You know what I do want to check out? Our next show.
Honey Bado by Linden Films. Tajimana Kintaro is a high school badminton coach who has a lot more enthusiasm than some of the members of his very small team. One day, he meets a quiet voice student, Hanasaki Ayano, who is effortlessly physically capable and experienced in badminton. Tries to recruit her, but she seems to have no interest in the sport at all due to a series of circumstances. She eventually ends up joining the team. Kosachimana is determined that with her on board, they'll be champions.
It's badminton though.
It was so intense for badminton though.
It looked, the animation was on point. It looked amazing and all that, but it's badminton though. I'll give the show a couple of like an episode for this one. I'll give it an episode too because obvious reasons, but it was cute, so and intense. Speaking of cute and intense, we have Happy Sugar Life.
Look at you with all these segues. Yes. Yeah.
High schooler Matsuzaka Sato has a reputation for being easy, but one day her lifestyle of sleeping with a boy after another comes to an end. It happens when she meets a child, Shiho, for whom she is convinced she has true love feelings for the first time. Sato may seem sweet and innocent, but there is nothing she won't do to protect their life together, including... dramatic pause. Including committing murder. But I thought I was going to list off more stuff. Right?
Hey, murder.
But from where did she acquire this little girl, and how long can their happy sugar life together last? I have mixed feelings about this one because I like the plot of it, like the idea behind it. I like Yandra's. I like Yuri Yandra's. I like Loli's.
I feel like this isn't Yuri at all.
It's not Yuri at all.
They're kind of just laying together on the bed.
Nah, it's Yuri in my eyes.
Okay.
Either way, I do like the idea of Yandra's, and I do like the idea of like mixing innocent, cute tones with like really dark, sinister tones. Like that worked well in what show we were watching recently? It wasn't recent. Either way, it works well in certain shows. So it depends how well they can pull it off, and I don't know. It's either going to be really, really interesting or really, really edgy and shitty. So it's a gamble.
Yeah, I'm getting some
King's Game.
No, Netsuzo Trap
Yeah. It's
so that's ever since I watched that, I'm just like, I didn't think a Yuri could be so shitty, and then I saw that, and I'm just like, I'm scared.
So a cautious maybe.
Very cautious. Next up we have is Harukana Receive. Story takes place in Okinawa, where Haruka forms a beach volleyball pair with Kanada. Kanada, who couldn't handle the pressure put on by her short height, had given up on beach volleyball already, but is convinced by Haruka to step back on the sand once again and aim for the junior tournament.
Drew made a point that they all have long hair, and that's a detriment in volleyball. But
yeah, I was like, I don't understand. Like, they all have long hair, and he was like, oh, they tied it back. I'm like, her bangs are literally like right there in her face. Like,
I don't know.
You're actually not supposed to, like.
I don't know anything about volleyball, but if this
that's just like common sense.
But,
they have to keep their hair short so it's out of their fucking faces.
Listen, I ain't no biologist. I don't know anything about hair, but
really,
I don't know anything about volleyball. But you know what? If this is what's to teach me, I'm willing to listen because they are pretty and I like their long hair, and I will not discriminate against them for their beautiful long hair. They are free to play the volleyball that they want to play.
Okay, I'm glad you.
We're not covering it this season.
I'm glad you made your point that you're so dedicated to the not art of volleyball.
Well, I'll watch it in my own time, assuming it's decent. Next up, we have Hataraku Saibo. It doesn't take much to impress me. Hataraku Saibo. The average human body contains about 60 trillion cells, and each of them has work to do. But when you get injured, viruses and bacteria invade, or when an allergic reaction flares up, everyone from the silent but deadly white blood cells to the brainy neurons has to work together to get through the crisis.
Osmosis Jones?
That's what I thought, and it seemed educational. like educational in like children's show kind of way, so I kind of just passed on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is that what's the genre for it? Is it like ecchi or something? No, just comedy. I'm not interested in it. I don't really care about it.
Nope. Let's move on to
the synopsis for this show should not be as long as it actually is.
Right. Let's move on to High Score Girl by JC Staff. The year is 1991, and 6th grader Yaguchi Haruo only has video games to live for. He's not popular in school, and he's neither handsome, funny, nice, or even friendly. Wow, that's great.
What a likable character. Right? I can really relate to.
The only thing he has going for him is the fact that he is good at video games. One day at the local arcade, he spots Ono Akira, a fellow classmate, but who's popular, smart, pretty, and a rich girl that absolutely destroys him at Street Fighter 2. Not only does he lose to her 30 times in a row,
Get good.
Right? He can't beat her at any game. Haruo can't seem to shake Akira off as she follows him from arcade to arcade every day after school and beats him every time. As weird as it sounds, the odd couple begins a strange bond and friendship. God, first of all, it's like it's called a romance, so kind of upsetting me. Also, God, yeah, it almost sounds like you're bullying him.
Yeah, like, what? This is like pre-internet cyberbullying.
Like, I'm gonna beat you. I'm
gonna stalk you and beat you at every game.
And then try and make you my boyfriend? Like, that's fucked up.
I like the idea. This is when I found the theme for this season. Is things I like the idea of, but I'm afraid of the execution of. But I like the idea of playing video games because I was born around 1991, so I'm familiar with games around that area. They actually have like Street Fighter 2, Final Fight. I noticed a few other games in there that they were playing. Like they legit actually played those games, so they probably have a license for it, I guess, from Street Fighter, Capcom, and all those things. Mm-hmm. Actually, a lot of the games were Capcom games, so they probably got some kind of deal with Capcom. But the problem is, like 80% of the trailer was just footage of them playing games. So I'm like, oh, this is not an anime. This is just an advertisement for Street Fighter 2 and Final Fight. And
yeah. No, these vintage games. Maybe you too could fall in love.
Yeah, it's if it was like an anime where they played games, it's fine. But this is a advertisement for the games, and there's just like a vague anime around it. that probably doesn't have much effort put into it, is my guess. Maybe I'll check out an episode, but I don't have any high hopes whatsoever. And I know a few people are looking forward to it, and I like the idea, but I don't know. It just looks like a giant ad for old games from Capcom.
Yeah, I really don't care about the fact that this is a romance. I'm like, if this is a romance, this is not the way I wanted it done.
Alright. Next up, we have Hyakuden no Hao to Seiyaku no Valkyria. Some urban... I'm proud of how I pronounce that. Some urban legends are best left untested. Yuto Suo gets more than he bargained for when he joins his childhood friend Mitsuki Shimoya in testing on an urban legend, where he uses his phone to take a picture of himself with the local shrine's divine mirror. He is whisked off into another world. Oh, this is super original. One heavily steeped in the lore of the Old Norse myths, using his knowledge he gained from school and from his solar-powered smartphone. What a coincidence. He has the chance to bring the Wolf Clan, the same people who cared for him, to prominence, all while earning the admiration of a group of magic-wielding warrior maidens known as Einherjar.
All that just to say no.
This is the thing that had the trailer where it was just like...
Generic.
It was super generic, and then at the end of it, they were like, speeding past it.
The female characters, go.
They literally just fast forwarded the trailer at the end and just here's 20, 50, 60 characters, whatever, just speed past them.
Go female characters, go. Everyone in the harem.
We have even if you look at the picture of the show, you see it's like a generic, you have the lonely twins in the back, of course, because you have the maid girls that are maid. You have the busty blonde girl. There's a kudre with short white hair over here. You have the twin tail lowly over here. As someone who actually unironically liked, they did do Renai Boken though, and Kurumiko. But as someone who unironically liked that other smartphone isekai anime, but I liked that show because it was poking fun at this type of genre and how stupid and absurd it is. This looks like it's just a shitty run-of-the-mill isekai that's super generic and has little to no effort put into it. So, probably hard pass.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Super hard pass. But seeing something that's very similar and
I know,
not a hard pass.
Ironically.
The next one, which is very similar and we feel completely different about, is the next anime, Isekai Maou to Shokan Sojo no Dore Majutsu. Whew, a little parched. In the MMORPG Cross Reverie, Takuma Sakamoto is so powerful that he's lauded as the Demon Lord by other players. One day, he's summoned to another world, but with the same appearance he had in the game. What K-un twist. There, he meets two girls who both proclaim themselves to be a summoner. They had performed an enslavement ritual to turn him into their summon, but that's when Takuma's passive ability...
oh, Jesus!
Activated. Instead, it was the girls who had become enslaved. Though Takuma may have been the strongest sorcerer there was, he had no idea how to talk with other people. That's when he makes his choice. To act based on his persona from the game. Amazing, but of course, I am Diablo, the being known and feared as the Demon Lord. So we get the tale of adventure with an earth-shakingly powerful Demon Lord, or at least someone who acts like one, taking on another world.
So, I'm going to justify this by saying, yes, this is generic isekai, and I just bashed the other show for it. But it had a shit ton of fan service, and we have no fan service shows this season to watch other than this. So I need my fan service for a show for a season. So I'm pretty sure we're watching this, and that's my only defense. I'm sorry, it's not a very good defense. I'm not saying that this show's going to be astounding. The studio behind it, God. The studio behind it doesn't look like they've done anything.
What are they? I can't.
Well, they did Vampire Hunter D. Vampire Hunter D.
The hell
so the
are
studio
these?
behind it doesn't have much of a resume. the show itself doesn't seem like it's gonna be anything groundbreaking.
They literally just made a bunch of stuff like in the last decade, and then they came back recently, I guess.
I don't care. It looked super, super hot in terms of the fan service. So I'm putting my force behind this one. I'm voting for this. I need this type of show in my life. Sorry, it's a shitty show and it's a shitty thing to be into, but god damn it, it's a guilty pleasure. So
we'll see. Next up is Island by Theo. Hiroshima, an island far from the mainland. The people who live there lead carefree lives, but 5 years ago, the island's 3 great families suffered a series of misfortunes and succumbed to suspicion. The people of the island cut off all contact with the mainland and began a slow decline. The key to saving the island lies in 3 girls who belong to the 3 families, but they are bound by old traditions and are conflicted. On that island, a lone man who washes ashore. The man claims to be from the future and begins a solitary struggle to change the island's fate.
Sequel to Stein's Gate.
I know, right? I'm just like, that's interesting.
Oh, you having second thoughts about this now?
No, I don't want to watch it, but that's a very interesting premise. Like they came from the future.
I like the animation, like the art style. A lot of the characters look interesting, but yeah.
Like, too bad there's only like 2 slots open.
Yeah, if this was a season where we had more choices, then we'd do this. I'd probably make a case for it, but just not too interested in it. I'll probably watch it on my own time.
Okay, then let's move on to...
Next up is Jashin-chan Dropkick. Jashin-chan Dropkick is a violent slapstick comedy about a delusional gothic Lolita, Yurine, who summons a demon girl with a tail of a cobra, Jashin-chan. They'll have to live together until Yurine finds a way to send Jashin-chan back to hell, or until Jashin-chan kills Yurine. So this is like... what was the show you covered? It's Maid Dragon,
Maid Dragon,
but much less wholesome and more, I guess, over the top.
And violent.
It sounds like they're just trying to kill the other one.
And no dragon. It's just a snake girl.
I heard good things about the manga, and I like comedies, so this is a possible maybe. Again, it's competing with a bunch of other good comedies, including Chi-chan vacation home whatever thing that she has going. So I don't know, but I definitely do want to watch this on my own time for sure. So either way, I'm watching it, but whether we cover it or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch this too.
So there we go. We'll debate it after we finish going through everything. Next up,
we have Kyoto Teramachi Sanjo no Homes. I don't know why that really awkward like inflection. But whatever, we're moving on. The light antique mystery series revolves around a spiteful, handsome Kyoto boy and a high school girl. The story is set at an antique shop in Kyoto's Teramachi Sanjo shopping district. High school girl Aoi Mashiro expectedly runs into Kiyotaka Kagashira, the son of the shop's owner, and ends up working part-time at the shop. Kiyotaka is called the Holmes at Teramachi Sanjo, and he... Oh, so they're done here. And he and Aoi solve odd cases brought to them by various clients.
Did we see the trailer for this? I don't think we did. Did we?
We did. Remember when we thought it was going to be like a Shonen Ai, and then it wasn't?
Oh, and it wasn't. Right. Oh, it was super boring. Yeah. The plot's... Oh no! God, no!
Someone's triggered.
Stop it! Why are they not out of business yet? Oh, it's because they're making all these hentai shows. Damn it!
Yeah, man. Look at what's below. It's right below it.
Yeah. What kind of twisted studio makes a bunch of hentai just so they can budget their shitty Osama game show?
They also made that.
I do like that show, but still. Spawn of hell.
Are you gonna be okay?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I can continue this recording anymore. But I'll try. Let's talk a little bit about Lord Vermilion Gurren no O. This anime takes place in Tokyo in 2030 in a suburban area. Suddenly, a high-frequency resonant sound is heard, and at the same time, a red mist shrouds the area. Anyone who hears the sound, be it human or animal, loses consciousness. The government estimates that it might be an unidentified virus, and fearful of an epidemic, blockades Tokyo and moves its base to Osaka. However, 6 days after the incident, those who lost consciousness from the sound awaken for no apparent reason. Those blockaded in Tokyo slowly start to get the city functioning again, but after that day, strange incidents start to occur at the blockade border. Those who have awakened to hidden blood power arise and drawn to one another and must face a cruel fate. I have no idea what the fuck I just read, and
like, to be honest, at some point I literally spaced out.
I spaced out halfway through while reading it somehow.
I heard blood powers. I'm like, this is not Dead Man Wonderland, so I actually don't care.
They do a lot of edgy shows though. They do Ryan Nicky, Big Order. I remember Big Order. Yare Zero. Not a bad studio. But I don't know what the hell this show's about, so I'm not gonna watch
it. Ditto. And of course, next seeing shows that we don't know what they're about.
I can't believe I'm so happy this got a second season. I was just telling Drew that of all the shows that we needed to get a second season, it needed, especially by Madhouse. You know what? I said, if I could have anything, a second season between Cardcaptor Sakura or Marvel Future Avengers, I want Marvel Future Avengers to get a second season.
So yeah, guys, Marvel Future Avengers second season. There's a sequel to Marvel Future Avengers. What? The kids like it then.
I just want to look at all the shows Madhouse did that they could have done second seasons for. Cardcaptor Sakura, Clear Card Hen. Thankfully, we got Overlord 3.
I mean, we're going to get a second. We're going to get a second.
I don't see it. We don't have a second season of No Game, No Life. We don't have a second season of... Well, we did get a second season of One Punch Man, thankfully. I'm just saying, of all these impressive, amazing shows... I don't know. I guess I would kill for a second season of Oda no Yobuna, Oda no Nobuna. But you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. We got Marvel Future Avengers, and we'll...
Listen, kids need their anime too.
Tell kids to watch good shows like Isekai Maou.
No. See, that's what happens when they do watch shows like that at that age. They end up like
when I was a kid, I watched Elfen Lied and I liked it.
Exactly. And then they ended up like you. We can't raise any more scum of society.
Happy Sugar Life seems like a good kid show. Watch that.
Well, back to you, sir.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yep.
Right.
You did all the talking for me for, like, my own for some reason.
Sorry, I was triggered.
You were.
Next up, we have Mayo to Ryoji no Matsuritsu Sodan Jimusho. Are you a victim of unwanted spirit possession? Is there a ghost you need sent up and away?
Oh my god, did I just them as I said that?
Oh shit, it looks like we are a victim of unwanted spirit possession.
Maybe? Or did I just blink my eyes? Who knows?
Or down the burn for all eternity? If the answer is yes, then you need to call Ghostbusters. Or Mario and Ryoji, experts in magic law. Serving justice to evil spirits is their specialty. I did not like the art style of the show. One of the characters freaks me out. Oh, I see that it's by Studio Deen, which explains why I did not like the art style of the show. So,
ooh, shots fired.
They do some good stuff. I just noticed the next 3 shows in a row are by Studio Deen. So.
Serves you right.
Explains why their quality is all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not watching it.
Yeah, we're not watching it. Next, Ongaku Shoujo by Studio Deen, also by Studio Deen. Studio Deen. The story follows the protagonist Hanako Yamadaki when she encounters the obscure, low-selling 11-member C-list idol unit. Oh, I wonder why they're C-list. Ongaku Shoujo. Really?
What?
That's their name?
Literally
translates to girl music.
Yeah.
Wow. Nope. Okay. Their producer, Ikehashi, thinks the unit needs a new member. Oh, they need a lot of things. Together, Ongaku Shoujo and Hanako strive for the top of the music world. See, this is one of the curses of taking Japanese just a little bit. Like, See, to me, that sounded like a cool name, whatever, if I didn't know what it meant translated, but now I do, and I'm just like, that's actually, like, the most lamest, basic shit ever. Just, like, this entire fucking anime, which describes this anime in one phrase.
I am not as harsh about this anime.
Yes, you were. First of all, that's a lie. Only went in on a trailer.
I did not. I said it looks like a low-budget Idol Master. Which it does. It looks like a low-budget Idol Master. I love Idol Master. It's just that this looks like a low-budget ripoff of it.
I know, I just got triggered by, like, that was their group name. Like,
even one of these girls looks exactly like Miki, so I'm just saying, I'll probably check out an episode of it. I probably won't like it, but we're not covering it.
I won't even think about it.
I think Drew would rather rip his eyes out than watch Angaku Shoujo.
You ain't wrong. Let's move on, please.
Next up, continuing the Studio Deen train of excellence, we have Isekai Maou no Pendulum Rilu Rilu Fairylu. The third season of Rilu Rilu Fairylu. The story centers on the girl who stumbles upon a relic known as a magic pendulum and uses it to go to the Fairylu world. While there, she goes on adventures as the show portrays her growing up. Obviously, I think this is a kid's show.
This is.
It is.
And it's doing well enough. They're getting third season.
Fair enough.
So on to...
Dun 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 dun.
Overlord 3 by Madhouse. It's going to be the third season that we're, of course, covering because Overlord is an excellent anime. And
you should watch it if you haven't.
And all those mouths in the background are actually really creepy.
So, Season 2 is a bit of a disappointment compared to Season 1, but hopefully Season 3 picks up the action a bit and covers more of the characters we love. Looking forward to it. I'd say probably one of the top shows of this season.
Definitely.
And that's considering what we have coming up in a couple of episodes, in a couple of shows right under it. Next up, we have Phantom in the Twilight by Lean Films. The story takes place in London at Cafe Forbidden, a mysterious cafe that only opens at night. The protagonist is a girl who is in London to study abroad. She meets a handsome man who works in the place where the guardians of the boundary between human and shadow world gather. This had nice character designs.
That's all I literally have to say about it. I've never seen such detailed and interesting character designs in a very long time.
The character designs are great.
They're actually very like I'm saying like this is literally like the best character designs of like all the anime this season.
I'm curious what Linden Films did too. Killing Bites. Oh, this show that also had great character design. Best school uniforms ever. All right. Berserk.
They did do Berserk.
And I know that they've done a few things because they've been around for a while. Yeah, they got their stuff taken care of. Either way, it had good character designs. I don't think there's anything else to say about it besides that.
It isn't. If only it was like an actual good anime.
Yeah.
Rip. Anyways, Planet With by JC Staff. I was about to say JC Smith. Mega creator Satoshi Mizukami, Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer Spirit Circle.
Cool. Good name.
Announced the new original mecha anime and manga project titled Planet With on Friday. Mizukami said that the project is based on the concept he began working on 4 years ago and that he has drawn 1,074 pages of manga storyboards for the project. Good for you.
Good on you, brother.
Not watching it.
Yeah. Next up.
You put all that hard effort for us to say no.
You're so mean. Next up, we have Satsuriku no Tenshi. 13-year-old Rachel awakens to find herself trapped in the basement of an abandoned building without any memories or even a clue as to where she could be. She wanders the building, lost and dizzy. In her search, she comes across a man covered in bandages. He introduced himself as Zack, and he wields a Grim Reaper-like sickle. As far as the shows go this season, I think this is like their only option for horror, really.
Yeah, it seems so painfully linear.
It did, yeah.
Like in the trailer.
Yeah, it didn't seem like an amazing trailer. You know what? The trailer felt like it was like I was rewatching the same footage over and over and over again. Like, okay, she's in the basement of a building and someone's chasing her. Like, the whole trailer was just like a bunch of chase sequences. So, it did feel kind of like, okay, how much can you really do with this concept? But at the same time, I can see it being somewhat creepy. And there was a few characters, like they showed a kid with like the mask on. That was kind of creepy in the graveyard. So it might be a decent horror. I don't know. We'll see. Possible thing that we can cover this season.
Yeah. Probably not. Let's move on.
Either way, I'm watching it.
Senjushi by TMS Entertainment. So it takes place at the subsequent era after the whole world was devastated by nuclear war. Under strong rule by the world empire, people are all suppressed and deprived of their own lives. The resistant team secretly keeps fighting to break the suppression, while everyone is forbidden to possess any force of arms. The team challenges the fight with the antique guns that were left as works of art. And the team... Oh yeah, and the incarnations of those antique guns are called musketeers. Appear and join the team, as if they responded to the soul of the team. In their battles with the incarnations of contemporary guns represent and are dispatched from the Empire, the musketeers turn their absolute noble mode to give a powerful boost to themselves and bring hope to the world.
I was gonna say, this sounded like you just read like a gacha game thing, and yeah, it's based on a video game. This screams gacha game to me. Like, oh, you have to collect guns, and the guns do this, and they enable your mode to do that. Okay, yeah, no, this is a gacha game.
Yeah.
This is some pay-to-win bullshit. But other than that, not really. This is just an ad for the game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah. Can't all be last period. Anyway, next up, we have... Chishisei no Subaru. In the popular MMORPG world, Union, there existed a legendary party. Its name was Subaru. This party, made up of a group of childhood friends and elementary schoolers, exceeded the limits of the game with their various senses. However, due to an incident which resulted in death, Union ended its service, and the group of childhood friends went their separate ways. 6 years later, high schooler Haruto logged into the new reunion and reunited with a single girl, Asahi, one of old Subaru party members, and his childhood friend who should have died 6 years ago. Or is she a digital ghost? Or...
Question mark.
Question mark, question mark, question mark. I remember watching the trailer for this. Did we watch the trailer? I don't think we watched the trailer for this. The idea sounds kind of interesting.
It does.
Lurch did it. Lurch, I like Lurch. I'm gonna leave this as yellow. Though we do have a fair bit of... You know what, no. We have a fair bit of fantasy things we're covering already.
Yeah.
It's fantasy and sci-fi. I don't want to overburden us with the same genre.
Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again with Shingeki no Kyojin 3. It is the third season of Attack on Titan.
Yep, you know we're covering it. We covered the other season. Looking forward to this one as much as I look forward to all the other. This is 24 episodes.
Yeah.
The other one was what, 12 or 13?
Something like that.
Yeah, so
they are back and they are ready to give us the work.
I'm looking forward to it. That's gonna be dope. Can't wait. Next up, after that, we have Shinya Tensei Bakuban. What a great transition. New adaptation of Tensei Bakuban, the original family comedy manga, centers on an idiotic boy and his father. No thank you.
Yes. Next door.
Oh yeah, go.
Shoujo Kageki Review Starlight by Kinema Citrus. The franchise centers on Starlight, the song and dance review...
Trope?
Trope. I know how to say trope. I'm like review a. Like, I don't know how to say that word. Loved throughout the world. Karen and Hikari make a promise with each other when they're young that one day they'll stand on that stage together. Time passes, and now the girls are 16 years old. Karen is very enthusiastic about the lesson she takes every day, holding her promise close to her heart. Hikari has transferred schools and is now away from Karen. But the cogs of fate turn and the two are destined to meet again. The girls and other stage girls will compete in a mysterious audition process to gain acceptance into the revue.
I don't know what it means, and Also, the studio is pretty good. They did Yushiki. They did Made in Abyss.
Yeah.
They did.
Anime that we should watch it and we didn't because you have to watch.
Yeah, we
else.
still have to watch it. They did Gochi Usa. They did a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
So studio's good. I don't know. This doesn't strike me as like the next Made in Abyss, but it could be decent. Could be. Well, we're not gonna watch it, but at least know that the studio's good. The plot sounds kind of generic. It is music. It's an idol thing. Who knows? Next up, we have Drew's favorite show, Suno Harasu no Kanrin-san by Silverlink. Shina Aki is constantly being treated like a girl due to his feminine looks, so he decides to move to Tokyo to attend middle school in an attempt to change himself. However, what awaits him in his new home, Sunohara So, is the kind-hearted caretaker, Sunohara Ayaka, along with the 3 new female members of Aki's new middle school student council, Yukimoto Yuzu, Yamanashi Sumire, and Kazumi Yuri. Sumire. Whatever. And so begins Aki's new life in Tokyo along with the 4 girls. Living with the 4 girls. Are you just is this your way of getting back at me? Just being super grammar Nazi now?
Yeah. Yes, because I hate it. Because no, this anime just no.
That explanation did nothing for the show.
I know.
If you watch the trailer,
if anything, that just made it worse.
The basically it's just a harem centered around a shota. So I don't know if you like shotas and you like harems, go for it. It seems cute. I like it. I like that it inverts it. It's not like a high school kid, with his harem of girls. It's a little kid who has a harem of older women after him, or at least middle or high school, and the older woman caretaker. So it's an interesting concept. I think I'll watch it. I'm not as ageist as some people on the panel with me.
Do you? If this is your alley. Go enjoy your semi-pedo life. I am chilling here.
Age is just a number.
Yeah, when the cops arrest you and make that quote, prepare yourself.
Alright. Well, next up
is Tenno, Series of the Jaeger by PA Works.
We just pronounced it Jaeger. Excuse you.
It's pronounced Gawain. I feel like it was pronounced like I'm Australian. Gawain. Oi. Imperial capital, 1930. A strange group of people carrying musical instrument cases landed on Tokyo Station. They're called the Jaegers, who came to hunt vampires. Amongst them, there stood a young man with striking serenity and an unusual aura. His name is Yulia, a werewolf whose home village was destroyed by vampires. Oh, shock.
Wait, a werewolf and vampires in the same story?
And they're fighting each other?
What?
Wow. Kono, crazy house. Anyways, Yuli and the Jaegers engage in a deadly battle over a mysterious holy ark only known as the Ark of Sirius. What truth awaits them at the end with internal affinity and spiral of conspiracy entwined, the highly anticipated action thriller anime begins.
So remember when
anticipated by whom exactly?
Remember when we were watching Fatal Apocrypha and I said it'd be a good idea if Vlad made an army of vampires? And then you guys went fucking crazy ballistic on how stupid of an idea that is? I feel like that's this.
Yup. Because it sounded stupid then, and it definitely, I'm going to tell you, it sounds just as stupid now. It's not any less stupid. Wouldn't that be crazy if I was just like, oh my god, it sounds like a great anime idea?
Oh, I would get up and leave. You'd have to finish this yourself. Next up, we're not watching it. Next up, we have Tsugagami Kashimasu. This manga is set by Telecom Animation Film. This manga is set during the Edo period in the Fukugawa ward of Old Edo, present-day Tokyo. Because the area is prone to fire and flooding, residents rent everyday items like pots, futons, and clothing from shops instead of purchasing them, so as not to impede them with their fleet when they flee. Obeni and Seiji, an older sister... Wait, what? Obeni and Seiji, an older sister and younger brother, run one such rental shop called Izumoya. However, mixed together in their inventory are Tsukugami. Oh, it's going to be a long one.
Yup.
Objects that have turned into spirits after 100 years of existence. The siblings sometimes lend these sentiment items to customers. Both Obeni and Seiji can see and talk to these spirits, and other Tsukugami often come to the store after hearing of the famed siblings. Cute, but no.
Yes, but no.
Cute, but no. Next up
is Yume Okoku to Nemureru 100 nin no Oji-sama. I forgot how to say 100 in Japanese for like a split second. It's like, it's Hyaku, right?
Yeah.
The anime takes place in a dream world where dreams give people. Give people the power. You know, it's really hard to like read through this fucking mic stand.
Hey, leave the mic stand out of this.
Like, the entire time I see it, and it's like this weird thing. It's like, if you close one eye, it's like in front of what you're reading, behind what you're reading, in front of what you're reading, behind what you're reading. So it's very, very, like, obnoxious. But anyways, the anime takes place in a dream world where dreams give people the power to live, but the world is threatened by dream-eating beings known as Yume Kui. Yeah, it's an I, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In order to save the world, princes from all kingdoms must join their power. The story follows the butler Navi and Prince Avi of the Night Kingdom Arstoria. They travel the world in order to save it. Prince Avi of the King of the Night Kingdom Astoria.
Project number 9 is a company I've heard of before. Okay, that's why they did. You know, should go to. They've gone from doing lolis to a bunch of guys. That's kind of weird. They did Ryokubu too. This is a genre shift for them. Ecchi lolis to this. Curious, but not curious enough to watch.
Fuck no.
Next up, we have Yuragiso no Yuna-san, Fuzawa Kogashiri. I totally butchered that name. Fuyuzora Kogarashi has spirit abilities and has been possessed by ghosts since he was a kid. This has caused a lot of trouble in his life, but now has learned to fight back against evil spirits. Unfortunately, he's now also very poor, homeless, and hoping for a happier... Unfortunately, he's now very poor and homeless and hoping for a happier, more normal high school life. In his search for housing, he's introduced to a very cheap boarding house called... This is a long description. Ugh. Jesus Christ.
You got this.
Called Iragiso, which was formerly a popular hot springs inn. It's so cheap because the house is haunted by the spirit of a high school student whose corpse was found there. Kogarashi doesn't think this is going to be a problem for him, and the rest of the house's tenants appear to be sexy women. While relaxing in the hot springs, though, he finds there's an issue with his ghost banishing plan. Yuragiso's ghost is a 16-year-old girl named Yuna who lives in this room. Kogarashi has no desire to hunt a ghost girl, and instead he ends up agreeing to help her to figure out unfinished business. That way she can move on to the afterlife before turning evil and falling into hell. Once it is clear that he is fine with Yuna and the other tenants reveal their own supernatural secrets, his life in Yuragiso is going to be far from ordinary. It's a huge long-ass description to just say, this is a harem anime with ghost girl. So, this is what it is. It's a harem anime with a ghost girl.
And funny enough, I don't even have a description for the next one. It's just Zoids.
Yes.
Zoid Wild. If you still like Zoids, because you're like still 12 years old, then watch it.
Yo, Zoids was the shit.
Zoids was the shit.
You gotta watch that shit. Anyway, we're not watching Yuragi, so because
or Zoids.
But I know some people are looking forward to that, and I heard the manga was good, so maybe check that out.
So enjoy.
Either way, leftovers from last season that we're going to cover in our podcast this season, in the upcoming summer season, of course, Hero Academia, Persona 5, and Steins Gate. So that's 3 of the 7 shows we're covering this season. And then the other 2 are definitely going to be Overlord 3 and Shingeki no Kyojin, Attack on Titan Season 3. that leaves 2 new shows for us to cover.
Yay!
This is the part of the program where we now decide on those 2 shows. Usually there's more. Usually there's like 5 or 6.
I know. Usually, I feel like at this point we could literally just
pick 2 shows.
Like you get one, I get one.
I think that's fair. I think that is fair. We already have a lot of power in terms of our lineup. Yeah. I mean, Overlord, Attack on Titan, Hero Academia, and Steins Gate, you can't really go wrong with.
Yeah, like you're very solid.
Yeah, it's very solid. So we can take chances, take risks. I will say we do have a lot of action. We have a lot of fantasy, and we have some sci-fi. So
I don't know what I want to pick.
I know what I'm gonna pick.
Oh,
you know what I'm gonna pick because I need me some Edgy in my life. Can't have a season without Edgy.
You totally can. I'm pretty sure we did already.
I don't remember. It must have been the dark days of King's Game.
It was actually just this season. It was actually the season that we're finishing up.
At High School DxD.
Oh shit, you're right.
You're right. No, we never done no Edgy.
You're right.
I know because if we did, I would die. So.
Oh god.
So you want to do it by process of elimination, or do you want to just pick? Like, are we gonna? Do you care about Sekiretsu no Tenshi?
Absolutely not.
All right, so that's off the board. Do you care about Black Swan? All right, so maybe. Do you care about Asobi Abaso blah 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 blah?
It's also maybe.
That's
a no. Yeah.
No.
No.
Okay.
I don't like the art style. Very interesting, but I don't like that. I know the banana fish.
No, the banana fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's gonna be enough action. And shit.
That's true. We do have enough. Chi-chan.
Oh.
I know you don't care about Happy Sugar Life, so we'll take that off the board. And Jashin-chan Dropkick.
It's really between Jashin-chan and Chio-chan.
So
like it's between those 2.
They're both over the top comedies, so they kind of fall in the same category. And
exactly.
I guess it boils down to
what do I want more?
Yeah. Decisions.
I think I'm gonna go with Chio-chan.
Alright, so that is what we're gonna go with. Chio-chan it is. So that means the official lineup for G&A podcast during the summer 2018 anime season is going to be Chio-chan no Tsuugakuro, Isekai Maou, I'm just going to call it Isekai Maou because I'm not reading all that shit, Overlord Season 3, Shingeki no Kyojin Season 3, Boku no Hero Academia Season 3, Persona 5, Steins Gate 0, and I feel like I'm missing, no, that's all of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Yep, that's all of them. I think that's a good lineup. That's a pretty that's a pretty ballin' lineup. We have comedy covered, we have action covered, we have fantasy. So if you guys want to get in on this and see us cover all these shows, you can find us at on this channel, G&A Podcast, every Monday, covering these 7 shows, starting whenever they come out.
So we're done with the old one.
When we're done with the other season.
Which I think is like
this week? Yeah, this week or next week. So between these 2 weeks, we'll start incorporating these shows into the lineup. Some of them are already popping up on Crunchyroll, actually. So maybe even as soon as next week, we'll cover these shows.
Yeah.
Either way, if you guys enjoyed this and you're looking forward to something during the summer, let us know in the comments below and leave a like if you can. If you really want to catch all these shows while we cover them, then make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date with the channel. And if you find it so kind in your heart to consider donating like these wonderful people up on screen right now who have made this channel and this podcast possible, then you can do that on Patreon, and that also entitles you to a bunch of great perks as well, so do check those out. And Drew, do you have anything to say?
Ooh. Let us know in the comments what you are looking forward to watching most for a summer 2018 lineup. I'm interested to see what you are going to watch.
Yes.
And why.
Yep, let us know. And maybe we're covering what we're going to cover during the podcast. But yeah, if you guys know anything that's like interesting, let us know. We do watch other things in our own time, so we discussed it on the Discord. So do join the Discord if you haven't already, so we can talk about the anime. Also, do follow us on Twitter, and follow us on Twitch.
Yup.
And with that said, we are going to be out of here. So we'll see you guys next week on G&A Podcast. This has been Sobroni and...
Desu.
And we're out. Later!
Bye!